Welcome to 100 Yards of Football this evening. It's our Dallas Weekly video. This evening we have a special. As you know, Thursday night, it's the 2021 NFL Draft, and we're going to highlight 4 needs that our Dallas Cowboys need on Thursday evening, which is cornerback, safety, defensive tackle, and linebacker. I'm your host, Vincent Turner. So if you like the video this evening, please come in and share it. And helping me break down the Cowboys' needs, I don't have to say it no more. And I'm going to say it one more time. I don't care. Nobody gets upset out there, but I'm very blessed this evening. If there's anybody who can tell us about the 2021 NFL Draft, this young man, the facts don't lie, the stats don't lie, the truth don't lie. He was a first-round pick, as he always tells me, and reminds me every day the best draft in NFL history, the 81 draft out of Florida State. He was a 2-time All-American, 25th selection overall by the Atlanta Falcons, my man Bobby Butler. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it as we talk about the Dallas Cowboy needs. Brother Butler, it's exciting time. It's leading up to Thursday evening. So tell us about the Dallas Cowboys and their top 4 needs and start at the cornerback position.
Well, let me say this first of all. This is a great week, and it's going to be an exciting time for some young men in this country, and some families are really going to be blessed by what happens on Thursday, Friday night. So it's going to be an exciting time. Well, you know, Vincent, you know, you and I have been doing this show a little over a year now.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, you hear my conversation a lot of times about football. It's a repetitive thing. I tell you the same things over and over and over again, you know, because that's what I believe about this great game of ours. The Cowboys said their number one need is a cornerback. Well, of course, I got to beg to differ. Right? They do need a corner, but that's not the top need. But let's discuss that, right? They have 10 picks as of now in this coming draft this week. They got a first-round pick, 10th player overall. They got a 44th pick in the second round. They got a 75th and 99th in the third round. They have 115th and 138th pick in the fourth round. They got 1 pick in the 5th round, 2 picks in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th round. Okay? Now, my basic philosophy about this game of football is to build up front. So what I would do, I didn't see, with their first 4 picks, I didn't see an offensive lineman on the board, right? Now, I think they got to pick an offensive lineman first. Now, that's just me talking, right? If I was picking their order, I wouldn't necessarily change anything, right? I'll take an offensive lineman with the first pick. If you think about all the toys that they have on offense, Dallas Cowboys don't have a skill position problem. They don't have a skill position problem. They need to build up front so that those racehorses, those Cadillacs, those Ferraris and Lamborghinis can get out the gate, right? Our quarterback is going to be coming off an injury. They need people up front to protect the quarterback when he comes back. But however, if we're going to discuss the cornerback position first, I like for them, more than anything, is Asante Samuel. Coming off the board, if they don't change, if they don't draft up, they don't change anything, and if he's going to be there, he might not be there for their second round choice. But I think he will be the perfect fit for what they do. And that way you can get him and get a more of an upgraded player earlier in your offensive line, right? So I'm still in that way. Even though I don't see an offensive lineman on the board, I think that to get a guy that's Patrick Surtain or somebody like that who's going to go early, you know, you got to have guys up front. You got to have guys up front. So I really don't like the cornerback pick in the first round. I just don't like it. So I would take Rashawn Slater, offensive lineman, Northwestern University with the number 10 pick in the first round. That's just me talking, Vincent. You know, it's hard for me to go and pick a corner. Do you remember, and Dallas Cowboy fans will remember this now, what I'm about to say. When the New York Giants was winning everything in the NFC East, right? They won with upfront people. They had a cornerback named Elvis Toast Patterson. His nickname was Toast. So what did that mean? He got burned a lot. But they won Super Bowls with him. Why? Upfront play. So I don't like to say that they need a cornerback that bad, you know, because that's building a team top down. We got to build this team from the bottom up. But if we talk cornerbacks, I'm gonna take Florida State great Asante Samuel, and I'm gonna be done with it.
Okay. You through, BB? You through?
With the first selection.
Okay. Of course, I'm not going to go against you because obviously I've been insane this evening. You played the great game for 12 years. You was a first-round pick. You've been around the game. But I'm just talking from a fan perspective now. Mm-hmm. For me, I agree with you. They don't really need a corner in the first round. My thing is, where did they have their problems at last year? Most of all, it was in the D-line.
D-line.
They gave up 158 yards rushing a game. And the linebackers, like them or not, they did pay Jalen Smith. Lyndon Vanden Earth had a great rookie season, but they were horrible. No disrespect to them young men, but they regressed. And they regressed so much that the Cowboys talking about not even re-signing them, both of them in 2022. So my thing is, I've always done this. I'll go back into history. And the tape and the film doesn't lie. Ain't it right, Brother Butler?
That's right.
I'll go back to 1992 when they had the youngest team in the league. And they were ranked number 1 in defense. And their D-line had Tony Casillas out of Oklahoma, Chad Hennings out of Air Force, Charles Haley out of James Madison, Jimmy Jones out of the U, Russell Maryland out of the U, Mr. Leon Lett from Emporia State.
Yes.
Tony Tolbert out of Tulsa. As you said, the game is won at the line of scrimmage.
At the line of scrimmage, man.
And then I would go in the second round and I would look for me some linebackers. With my second pick, I'm not jumping ahead, but I'm looking down the list. And like you said, it's production. I get that young man over there at the University of Georgia, Money Rice.
All right now.
Another one that might drop in the draft, Dylan Moses, who you talked about out of Roll Tide. Then a baller. He didn't get a lot of respect because they weren't winning at South Carolina, but Ernest Jones is a player.
He's a baller.
And then, if I didn't get that linebacker, then I moved down. You need safety help because Kawan Neal has been hurt. Devontae Casey coming off of torn Achilles. And it's a young man that fell in the draft. I mean, he's falling in the draft because of his 40 time. But boy, when you look at him at 6 even, 190 pounds, and our producer, me and Jeremiah Long, did a video on him last week. That young man out of the University of Pittsburgh, Mr. Paris Ford, can play.
What you say?
He can play. Look at the film. He can cover. He could come up and hit. I don't mind. I don't care if he ran a 4.8, but he'll be high on my list. And then, of course, like you said, if they want to take an offensive lineman and they take a corner in the first, then, hey, man, that's a young man up there on the hill, the University of Tennessee. Lost his mother his freshman year, still stayed around and got his degree. Went through a health problem with blood clots, and he's out of Jackson, Tennessee, that same high school as the great Ed Too Tall Jones. My man, Trey Smith. You're going to get a quality guy. You're going to get a tremendous football player.
Absolutely.
And then finally, at the D tackle position, think about this. I think he'll be around the third round. But I think he's going to come into the draft with a lot of serious points to prove to some people. and he's had some injuries, but when he wasn't injured, he was, to me, the top D tackle in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
We're going back to your hometown, Tallahassee, Mr. Marvin Wilson.
Yes, sir.
I think that'll be a good draft right there.
That'd be a good draft. That'd be a good draft. And Vincent, I totally agree with you, right? They got a lot of picks, and here's what I like. There are a lot of offensive linemen on the board. So if they really got serious about building that thing up front, they can find some in the later rounds, right? We talk about Trey Smith, Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC, Wyatt Davis out of Ohio State, Liam Etchenberg out of Notre Dame. I mean, they got some guys with all these picks. They should be able to satisfy, in my opinion, the real need, which is up front on both sides of the ball. Now, here's what I do know, Vincent. Here's what I do know. From a linebacker standpoint, right? They need one or two good linebackers, right? But the key to linebacking play is the ability of the guys up front to keep the O-line off of the linebackers, right? So that's another thing that's telling me, hey, look, we got to get better up front again. See? So we got to do that. They got a lot of picks. And, we start talking about all these guys, but here's what they don't need. They don't need to be trading for another trophy. We got the trophies, right?
Preach. And that's a rumor out there, BB.
I know.
That's a rumor.
That's what I'm saying. We don't need no more trophies. We got all the Ferraris and the Porsches and the Lamborghinis. They're already there. So now let's get physical. Let's get strong. Let's make this thing work. So I just hope they don't see some more candy in their eye, and instead of being led by they're being led by their eyes instead of what they really need. So hopefully they'll do the right things. But this draft will offer them everything they need. And then with the guys they trade and get in, man, they should be okay. But they got to do what's right. We got to build from the floor up.
Okay. Before we leave this evening, there's two questions I want to ask you. And just tell the audience out there, we've been working a year and we never done a draft profile like this when we broke down a team such as the Dallas Cowboys. Leading up to Thursday night, 8 o'clock, everybody in the nation watching. What would be your advice from a spiritual standpoint, number one, and from a standpoint of growing up in the NFL? And tell each individual that goes in the first round what's the feeling going to be like and how much family is going to mean to them.
Well, it's a different time from when I got drafted. When I got drafted, nobody thought they were going to be rich. We thought we'd do well. Rich was not even in the word. It wasn't even a conversation. I made $85,000 my first year as a first round pick. There were about 3 or 4 guys in the secondary making $25,000 a year. So, yeah. So people think that every time somebody plays in the NFL, they're all multimillionaire. No. If you get a guy who play a while, then okay, some things, he get a chance to make some mistakes with money, right? Here's what I say. Protect the money. Don't let anybody else protect the money for you. You protect your own money. And listen, you don't have to go buy a Ferrari or Lamborghini. And I say whatever signing bonus you get, never spend it. Never spend your signing bonus. Take care of your family, those who love you, right? Those who love you.
Say that one more time, Brother Butler.
Take care of the ones who love you, not the ones who all of a sudden now start loving you. Everybody gonna start loving you now, right? You're gonna have people call you for all kind of things who say they know you and you've never met them. So protect yourself. You gotta protect your personal self. Stay out the streets as much as possible, because you are a target now. I mean, it's just the truth. It's just the truth. If you want to dance, get a couple of friends, their girls or their wives, whatever, come to the house. We can throw a little Jane Brown in the house. We have a good time right here. Don't expose yourself to predators. Let me say it that way. And I'm going to tell you now, there's some sophisticated people out here who can steal your livelihood. That's all they do is sit around trying to figure out how I can get a weak-minded person who don't know anything about money. That's just an old man's conversation right there. That's my advice to you. Protect everything you got. Stick with the people who really love you in life.
Thank you for this evening. Man, well said from a gentleman who lived the life, who played in the league. And matter of fact, let's please don't misunderstand it. He played at a high level for, let me get it correct, Bobby. 12 years, correct?
12 seasons in the league.
That's not a lot of people playing this game in 12 years, people.
Right.
So please respect royalty this evening here on 100 Yards of Football. Well, my final words to all the draft choices that's going to get drafted on Thursday night and for Friday and Saturday. Coming to you on the dusty road. Good loving. I got a truckload. I'm a soul man. By the legendary Sam and Dave.
Yes, sir.
And you know what's funny today? I researched it. Sam Moore is from Miami, Florida.
That's right. Yes, he is.
And the gentleman that wrote the song, I grew up a house in between them. And I used to see him every day. And he gave me some great advice. The great legendary David Porter, lead writer at Stack Records. So this show this evening is going out to a young man that grew up out. How far is Miami from your hometown, Mr. Butler?
45 miles. North.
45 miles.
South. Mm-hmm.
South. It's going to Sam Moore, former lead singer of Sam and Dave, and to my man, Mr. David Porter from the 901, and to his son, who still today is my best friend, Mr. Gregory Porter. God bless. To all the draftees, please, if you like the video this evening, please come in and share it. And for my praying and my hope, real talk and real seriously, listen to this young man in the words he just spoken to you, how to handle your money and how to handle people, because your life is going to change on Thursday evening.
Oh, yes, it is.
That you never imagined. Please go back and listen to the words of this great guy, the wisdom of Bobby Butler. He's been there and done that. We'd like to say thank you this evening here on 100 Yards of Football. Be a soul man, and everything is going to work out. Thank you this evening to 100 Yards of Football in the Dallas Weekly, and to our producer, Jeremiah Long. God bless, and y'all enjoy the week and enjoy the draft on Thursday night. Have a blessed evening.